This is Jordan Tower with JT News. Make sure you smash that like button, smash that subscribe, and let's get right into the news. All right, so does anybody remember a few years ago? When was this? Was this 4 years ago, 5 years ago? When Wack100 got knocked out at an event by J-Rock, one of Nipsey's people, because he was going online saying Nipsey had a weird tape where he's letting someone smash his baby mom, and he's doing some, fun boy stuff on the tape. Then he was talking about how Nipsey never sold no records or whatever. He was just discrediting him. He's not a legend. But you guys want to come out here and say Big U had something to do with Nipsey's demise. When they had patched up their issues, when, Nipsey wanted to leave Big U and do his own thing, and Black Sam got involved, that happened in 2013. If Nipsey was going to get clipped, he would have been clipped way before, okay? That has nothing to do with it. Now, is Big U a gangster and operate as a gangster? Obviously, yes. I'm sure a lot of that paperwork stuff is true. I'm sure, for sure, okay? But but that doesn't mean Big U is like, he is who he is, there's no secret, okay? I've dealt with him before, okay? Many times. And as long as you just know what you're dealing with, you're fine, okay? I used to joke around with him, like, hey, you ain't getting next door with me, and he would joke, we would joke about it. But he was cool. But if you let him operate a certain way, you don't want to do business with him because it's only going to go one way, So you just keep it cool, But, he was gonna hurt Meek Mill because Rick Ross owed him $50,000 for protection. He was getting protection money from people. He operated as a mobster for sure. And loose lips over here was telling so much he got himself indicted. Idiot. He was talking so much he went to jail. I love how Wack100 teamed up. Wack100 rocked this guy to sleep. Loose Cannon is an idiot. Loose lips idiot. Okay? Unfortunately, I'm not saying, don't take this the wrong way. It's just that some of these guys just aren't too smart. You got smart criminals and you got just idiots. Okay? This guy's a moron. You don't do things and then go on a podcast and talk about them. That's stupid. We can all agree with that, right? Like, the Big U was never going on He kind of did too much, though. I wouldn't say he was just dumb, because Big U's very smart, right? But he shouldn't have talked about the check-in thing. He should have just said he should have tapped in with me. We're cool, and we made sure he was okay. When you say the check-in word and all that, that's been a word for years. That it's almost like extortion, bro. Let's be honest. Like, you got to tap in with people, got to check in when they land, and make sure you're good. That works with rappers sometimes because one hand wash the other. How do you think Nipsey got a Drake feature early on in his career? It was through Big U, okay? It was orchestrated through, okay, you're good, Early on, 2009, Nipsey got that Drake feature, okay? This guy, Loose Cannon, was a useful idiot for Big U. This guy, they call him 600 for another reason, but his name is, what was his real name that he goes by now? Christopher Lovejoy, okay? He hates Big U, so it's almost like Wack100 eventually made friends with him, friends with Loose Cannon, people who just, could help try to destroy Big U. But why would you do that if you're in that life? Wack100 is in the life of gangbanging, right? And you want him to go to, you always hear these guys say, "Oh, well, I don't want to see none of my enemies in jail." Big U Wack100 does. Here's him responding to Big U's little thing where Big U was blaming Wack100 for him getting an indictment. Here, let's play it right here. Sorry about that. I gotta tap it back in.
I guess I'm Mexican.
You must then take heed and go attorney up. Because your attorney would have told you, come to me, don't say nothing, don't do no videos, and we're going to walk you in if that's what you're going to do. Because what you just did, dummy, is you gave the federal agents all the motherfucking firepower they need, because now you can't renege on none of this shit. See, your stupid motherfucking ass ain't read your motherfucking superseding indictment paperwork. Nigga, we just learned about this March 3rd, 2025. Bozo.
Nah. Wack100 knew about this. If you go back, Wack100 is always talking about big U's with the feds. He's got a RICO going on. He's been talking about this for 18 months, maybe 24 months. Wack100's been saying big U's going to get picked up by the feds.
This investigation started 2021. How do they know? I'm going to tell you how they know. You got a nigga named Bay, motherfucker, Sylvester, who I've been knowing probably before you, because he didn't used to fuck with you. Red Mike's brother. Y'all know who this nigga is, right? You done took this nigga, a regular nigga. Let me tell you what type of nigga you is. You took a regular dude, a regular civil dude, because you had no more firepower or no more soldiers or flunkies around you. A regular dude, and you intimidated him and made him do things and participate in things that you knew damn well didn't fit. And what he started to do, you know what he did? He turned into motherfucking Sonny Brasco. You remember how Sonny Brasco's motherfucking, his wife started telling him, you're starting to become them. You're supposed to be undercover. They started to think he was really a rolling 60 Crip. I got the power. Big U ain't gonna like this. I'm the only buffer between Big U and Big U. If I get out the way, this gonna happen. You sending niggas over there to extort for $500 and $1,000. Let me tell you something, you silly, dumb, stupid, nitwit, dick-witted, bozo ass nigga. You picked up more than 10 occasions we read the federal motherfucking money given to the motherfucking victim. You stupid motherfucker. You pressing. They got a motherfucking
I mean, this sounds really personal with Wack100. What happened between Wack100 and Big U for it to get so personal on Wack100's side that he wants to destroy Big U? Like, this guy, Wack100 turned from being Pyru to being a federal agent not on paperwork. Like, I'll just tell all his stuff on Clubhouse and all his stuff on podcasts, and they'll everything will come together. And then, you know, it did. They started investigating all this stuff. You got Loose Cannon doing interviews. Brick Baby was already just talking to him. Brick Baby found a whole career after Nip passed. He started talking about the guy who took out Nip. I remember the first interview he got on Camp Capone News, and the only reason people tuned into it was because he was talking about the guy who took out Nipsey. Nobody cared about him beyond that. And then, you know, Adam 22 picked him up, which I could see, you know.
Scarface goddamn camera in the motherfucking clock, and you sending Vay, a civilian who's supposed to tell on you. Vay ain't no goddamn gang member. I said it, that nigga Vay talk about pop out of football all goddamn day. Got an all white woman, live over there in goddamn Port-au-Prince for a wife, and want to come over there, help you with the football. You know what you do? Come fuck with me, cuz. Go fuck with me, cuz. Hey, how you doing? I'm Eugene Henley, developing options. I'm here for the people. I'm here for the community. Kill the motherfucking kid, though, right? You bitch-ass nigga. Nah, nigga. Rayshard Williams, that's who the fuck we need to pray for, you bitch-ass nigga. Rayshard Williams was the best friend of Dayon Henley, your son that played for the San Diego Chargers. You went and killed one of our own, nigga. A young, aspiring motherfucking kid nigga, playing football. Y'all look at that face in my PTR. That's the face of Rayshard Williams right there. These is all your people. How did they know? How did they know they was gonna raid my house? How did they know? Oh, use the goofy. Let me show you how I knew. You stupid mother. Right now, how I knew. This how the fuck I knew. You weird ass nigga. How did they know? How did they know? How the fuck you didn't know? I'm gonna show you how the fuck I knew. Here we go. Okay, well let me understand something, right? It's been a couple years. What year did your brother killed?
My brother was killed in 22.
So it took them 3 years to do fucking DNA?
They said that Big U was running for a long time. Like, he didn't want to take the DNA test.
But here goes the thing. Big U's DNA is already on file for Willie Farrell.
See, that's Wack100 on the phone with the woman. Like, yeah, that's how he... Oh, my gosh. This is crazy. If people fall for this, Wack100 is essentially like Tekashi right now. In a sense. He's just not on the stand. But he's painting a clear picture for everybody. It is what it is, man. You know, you can believe what you want. But... That if I can see, you should see it. You should be able to see this. This is nuts, bro. He should have no credibility as a Pyru after this. It should just be like, yo, he's a podcaster. He's on podcast, not on Pyru, on podcasts. We need to change that. All right, seriously. Let's move on to a different story. So Fivio Foreign is still locked up. He's been in jail since January. He allegedly pointed a gun at a disabled woman with a broken down car. I think it's beyond that. I think he had some other... I think he was on some type of probation or something as well. But this happened New Year's Day, Edgewater, New Jersey. He pointed a gun at a woman. Just, if I see you parked in front of this building again, you're going to have a problem, he says. Edgewater police also say Fivio Foreign, seen on surveillance footage from the apartment complex, which corroborates the story. Bro. He didn't start that battery with his hands like Kevin Gates. He refused her with a weapon. What it sounds like to me is he's been taking some type of substance that made him paranoid. But his attorney is confident the case won't hold up. What makes you so confident? Money? I don't know. I don't know. Then lastly, the two men originally charged for shooting Mo 3 on the highway in 2020, records show numerous calls between the day of the shooting. Cell phone data placed them in an area of the location Mo 3 stayed the night before the shooting. But did they have phone calls with Yella Breezy? The whole thing with Yella Breezy and Mo 3, I think it originally started over a song, if I'm correct. Over them having beef over a song. And I think they called Pick 6. Mo 3 did an interview saying he was left off the song. And the song had Go Yayo, Little Ronnie, Yella Trev, CJ Casino. Mo 3 was hating ever since then. Yayo and Mo 3 beef was heating up. Go Yayo tried to set Mo 3 up in Fort Worth. Mo 3 and his crew shot it out. You know, this is just a story where Mo 3 and Yella Breezy's crew just kept going back and forth at each other, and it started over being left off a song. Ego will get you killed. And sometimes, so say Mo 3 got one up on Yella Breezy, maybe he couldn't take it. Maybe his ego couldn't take that. And then, it just keeps winding up until We have now Yella Breezy is in jail. Murder for hire. Those 2 other men are in jail. Trap Boy Freddy's going to probably go to jail behind this. And this is becoming a... I'll never understand again. Yella Breezy. Trap Boy Freddy. These guys have another way to make money that's legal. And they can't look at this and be like, you know what? Is it worth beefing with Mo 3? Why not just have a ceasefire, like, right, and coexist in the city. And, we can hate each other forever, but we ain't, because look how many people are going to jail behind this. Mo 3's dead. Like, this is why Big U is kind of going to jail. Like, something happened. This goes back to the Wack100 thing. His ego was obviously bruised by Big U at one point. It was bruised. And when Nipsey passed, you saw Wack100 get even more active, Because then Nipsey would have called out a Wack100, I think, for just talking too much, But, and that wouldn't have stopped him. But, I think this is all over ego, man. And you know what? Big U extorting people and all that, I don't agree with that kind of stuff. But that stuff has been going on in LA forever. It's just, it is what it is, Listen, there's a way to not get extorted in LA. Don't deal with gang members, okay? Don't want to go to the hood. Don't want to partake in any of that kind of stuff. Because if you do, you're going to start paying for protection. Chris Brown and all these guys, they're tied in. A lot of their money goes to gang members, I mean, they're just tied in. It's weird stuff. I've seen it happen. I'm not going to say any names, but there's certain people that were around me were introduced to certain artists, and all of a sudden they're a part of the crew. They're getting money in the crew, which is cool, but it's a form of extortion. I was lucky to never really get that kind of treatment. I just don't allow certain things, And it is what it is. You want to whatever, but I have other things to offer. I could offer a video or this or, so like, you could say I've done certain favors in the past just because, just to keep it cool. Like, I'll look out for you on this, do this for me, for sure. So, yeah, you could say it didn't come out in money, but it came out in services. That happens with artists, too. Maybe they'll give a verse or this artists. That's why you see that's why you see a Drake with a Nipsey verse. I mean, that's why you see Nipsey with a Drake verse in the beginning. But, yeah, man. A lot of people are going to jail, man. Throwing their lives away. For what? Egos, man. It all comes down to ego, a lot of this stuff. Loose Cannon should just shut up and minded his business and went on with his life. Brick Baby should have shut up and went on with his life. Just people don't want to do that. And it's sad that all these people got locked up. But you know what? Bad people, man. Anyways. I will check you guys in the next one. I'll check you guys early in the morning. Just wanted to wrap it up with this stuff. There's not too much else going on. Smash that like button for me, and I'll check you in the next one. Peace.